Today I am sharing the explanation of Chaupai 13, Chaupai 14 and Chaupai 15 of Hanuman Chalisa in English from My Hanuman Chalisa by Devdutt Pattanaik.
चौपाई 13 विष्णु's अवतार। साहस बदन तुम्हारे जस गावें, अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावें। May thousands sing your praises, so saying Sri's husband Ram hugs you. With this verse begins the praise of Hanuman. Until now we have focused on the origin, the form and the feats of Hanuman. Now we list all those who admire Hanuman's glory. Ram tells Hanuman that thousands of beings will praise him. Here Ram is identified as Sripati, Lord of the goddess of fortune, meaning Vishnu, in which case the thousands who praise Hanuman could refer to Adi Ananta Shesha, the cosmic serpent with thousands of hoods on whose coils reclines Vishnu on the ocean of milk. The linking of Ram to Vishnu means that Ramayana is being acknowledged as a subset of the Vishnu Purana, which in turn is a narrative expression of the Vedas. In the Vedas, Vishnu is a minor deity, a younger brother of Indra, his companion, but he has nothing to do with preserving the world. He becomes a major deity, the preserver and protector of the earth later in Puranic literature. In the Vedas, the king is identified with the conquering Indra and the moral Varuna, but in the Puranas, the king is identified with Vishnu, especially in the form of Ram, and Varuna is the god of the sea, father of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. Lakshmi chooses Vishnu as her guardian and consort. She manifests next to him as the embodiment of tangible assets Bhu and intangible value Sri. Sita of the Ramayana is Lakshmi of the Puranas, who is Shri of the Vedas. The word Sri is found in the Rig Veda, the oldest collection of Hindu hymns, mantra, over 4,000 years old, where it refers to affluence and abundance. In the Sri Shukta, the goddess of fortune is invoked for grain, gold, cows, horses, children, wealth, and health. The word Sri also happens to be the first word in the Hanuman Chalisa, found in the very first doha, even before the word Guru. Some people believe that the Guru being referred to in the doha is Sita herself, who is seen as Hanuman's Guru in some Shakta traditions. Thus, while Vaishnavas see Hanuman as Vishnu's servant and Shaivas see him as a form of Shiva, the Shaktas or goddess worshippers saw Hanuman as a student of the goddess and Ram as the consort and guardian of the goddess. The Vishnu Purana informs us that Lakshmi was churned from the ocean of milk, a metaphor for domesticating and cultivating the forest. The division between the forests, Aranya, and in the settlement, Grama, is first found in the Samaveda. In the Shiva Purana, the forest is Kali, mother of humanity, and the village is Gauri, daughter of humanity. Brahma is the creator who turns forest into field, turns nature, Prakriti into culture, Sanskriti, where human rules apply. However, the world created by Brahma is full of conflict and sorrow. His children, the Devas and the Asuras, constantly fight each other, and so Brahma is not worshipped. Instead, prayers are offered to Shiva, the hermit, who rejects wealth and power and withdraws from society and returns to the jungle for peace. Shiva, the opponent of Brahma, is therefore described as the destroyer. Brahma's world brings prosperity but no peace. Shiva's world brings peace but no prosperity. Vishnu, the preserver, stands in between Brahma and Shiva. He gets Brahma's quarreling children to collaborate and churn Lakshmi out of the ocean of milk. Thus, like Brahma, he engages with society and generates and enjoys wealth, but unlike Brahma or his children, he does not see himself as the controller of Lakshmi. Instead, like Shiva, he has inner peace not to crave control over the wealth he generates. He is freely and fairly distributing it with detachment. This makes him Lakshmi's ideal husband. He protects her, enjoys her, but does not seek to control her. That is why Vishnu is called Lakshmi Vallabha, the beloved of Lakshmi, and Sripati, Lord of Wealth. Vishnu descends on earth and takes various mortal forms such as Ram to show humans how to live life, generate, enjoy, and distribute wealth without getting addicted to it. He speaks of dharma, the human ability by which the self, Swajiva, can make room for the other, Parajiva, thereby creating a society where there is both prosperity and peace. This combination of abundance and happiness constitutes the idea of Sri. Because he makes this happen, Vishnu, hence Rama, is identified as Sripati. Chaupai 4. Brahma and his mind-born sons. Sankadik Brahmadi Sunisa Narad Sarad Sahit Ahisa. Sanak, Brahma, and other sages. Narada, Saraswati, along with the Lord of Serpents. In the previous verse, Ram, who is Vishnu, praises Hanuman. In this verse, praise is being showered by Brahma and the sages. Brahma is the creator god of Hinduism but never worshipped. The creator in Hinduism is not a creator of material things but the creator of self-identity, Aham, and seeker of divine identity, Atma. This creation happens on the canvas that is nature. In nature, there are non-living things, Ajiva, and living organisms, Swajiva. The living have awareness of death and hence yearning for life, hunger for food, and fear of becoming food. In humans, this hunger and fear is amplified. We imagine a world where there is ample food and no threats. Failure to get this world creates sorrow. We feel like victims and are filled with self-pity. The creator of these emotions is not worshipped in Hinduism. The destroyer of these emotions is worshipped in Hinduism. The creator of Aham brings sorrow, dukkha. The destroyer of Aham, the embodiment of Atma, brings joy, ananda. Happiness comes from knowledge, embodied as the goddess known as Saraswati, here referred to as Sharada. The sages, Muni, including Sanaka and Narada, marked the struggle to acquire this knowledge. They worship Hanuman as they recognize that Hanuman has this knowledge. Hanuman has this knowledge because he has genuinely seen Ram, recognized him as Vishnu, the embodiment of Dharma, who has outgrown his own hunger and fear and empathizes with other people's hunger and fear, and so is always in a state of ananda despite huge calamities. The first of Brahma's sons were the Sanat Kumars. They have various names such as Sana, Sanaka, Sanata, Sananda. Typically, they are visualized as 4 prepubescent boys. In the Puranas, sexual activity must not be taken literally. The male form represents the mind and the female form represents matter. The attraction of a sage for a nymph is a metaphor for the response of the mind to sensory stimuli. Prepubescent boys do not have the wherewithal to engage with the world or even desire it. They wander everywhere seeking the wisdom that will bring happiness. As long as they don't grow up and engage with the world, the knowledge will elude them. But they don't know that and so wander through space and time, never growing up or old. Narada, born after the Sanat Kumars, is an adult, capable of engaging and desiring the world. However, he chooses not to be part of the material world and goes around telling all living creatures that living in the material world is full of hunger and fear and suffering and has no meaning until he is cursed by Brahma that he will never escape the material world unless he gets everyone to engage with it. For unless one engages with the world, experiences hunger and fear, one will never outgrow hunger or fear, never gain empathy or find meaning. In other words, without the material, there can be nothing spiritual. Saraswati is called Sharuda because Sharuda was the name of a popular script in India about 1,000 years ago, used to write the Vedas before the Devanagari script became popular. Brahma wants to possess her, and when he does that, she runs away from him, and Shiva beheads Brahma. Knowledge has to be internalized, transformed into wisdom, not memorized. Brahma is beheaded because he chooses the path of the Brahmin, crumpled mind that seeks to dominate others using his knowledge and position, rather than the path of the Brahmana, expanded mind that internalizes the Vedas and so feels no urge to dominate. The Ahisha mentioned in this verse refers to the Lord of Serpents, Naga, just as Kapish mentioned in the first Chaupai refers to the Lord of Monkeys. It can refer to Vasuki, king of serpents, who rules the nether regions. It could refer to Adi Ananta Shesha, on whose hoods rests the earth. Or it could refer to the serpent Kundalini, coiled at the base of our spine, embodying our primal survival instincts, which can rise up and stir the flowering of wisdom in our mind, turn knowledge into wisdom. In wisdom, we see the world for what it is, rather than trying to control the world like Brahma and his children and being trapped in hunger and fear and meaninglessness. We become like Ram and Hanuman. When Hanuman was a child, he did not know his strengths. He picked up boulders and mountains, trees and elephants as if they were toys and hurled them around. So the sages declared that Hanuman would lose all memory of his great strength. It would reveal itself as needed. Every time Hanuman faced a crisis or needed to solve a problem, he became aware of his hidden strengths and talents. In other words, the serpents of wisdom slowly rose up his spine, making him increasingly aware of the world and the context, so that he could decide wisely how to make use of his incredible natural strength. Eventually, his great strength enabled him to leap across the oceans and carry mountains across land. But thanks to his teacher Surya, and thanks to his experience of Ram, he was able to transform knowledge into wisdom, use Saraswati not to cling to wealth, which is a mark of hunger, or dominate others, which is a mark of fear, but to outgrow his hunger and fear. This is why everyone adores him, Brahma and his sons, the sages, even the goddess of knowledge and the serpent of wisdom. Chaupai 15. Admires in every direction. Jom Kuber Digpal Johate Kabi Kobid Kahi Sake Kahate. Yama, Kubera, other guardians of the directions, poets as well as scholars cannot praise you enough. While the Hanuman Chalisa enables immersion into the idea of Hanuman, it also expands our understanding of the Hindu worldview. In this verse, we are being introduced to the idea of Digpal or Digapala, the guardians of the sky who are located in the 8 spots, the 4 cardinal and the 4 ordinal directions. Here, Hanuman's popularity is being reaffirmed. Even the guardians of the space are singing praises of Hanuman as the poets Kavi and scholars Kavid. As the Puranas came to be composed, the Hindu universe came to have a unique architecture. The world was seen as a lotus flower with continents spreading out like petals from a central mountain called Meru. The continent on which India is located is called Jambudvipa, stretching from the Himalayas to the oceans and watered by 7 rivers. It is the land of the black buck. Spreading over it like a canopy is the sky, pegged at 8 different locations: north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast and southwest. At each peg is located a guardian Diggapala, and a pair of elephants, Diggagaja. The north is marked by the pole star and is the land of permanence. This makes the south the land of impermanence, ruled by Yama, the lord of death. In the south rules Ravana, the king of Rakshasas, who drove his elder brother Kuber, king of Yakshas, to the north. If Ravana lives in Lanka, Kubera lives in Alanka or Alaka. If Ravana grabs the fortune of others, Kubera, as the lord of treasures, gives fortunes to others. Metaphorically, the two directions counter each other. Yama fills life with fear while Kubera fills it with hope. Life is a combination of fear and hope. Both these deities complement each other and both praise Hanuman. Other Diggapalas include Indra on the east and Varuna on the west, who also complement each other. Indra embodies fresh water of rain while Varuna embodies salt water of the sea. The ordinal directions are marked by the sun complemented by moon and wind complemented by fire. These gods of space praise Hanuman. He is being adored in all directions. Many Hanuman temples declare themselves to be Dakshinamukhi, with Hanuman facing the south, the direction of death and decay. In this, Hanuman mimics Dakshinamurti, the south-facing form of Shiva found in South Indian temples. This form of Shiva is called the teacher of teachers, as he gives discourse on the Vedas, Tantras, Nigamas and Agamas for the benefit of sages. But Dakshinamukhi Hanuman is more ferocious than intellectual. He protects devotees from Rakshasas, demons who reside in the south. This is not the literal south but the metaphorical south. One can say it refers to the negative impulses in our body located in the lower part of the brain. One can say it refers to our base instincts or the base instincts of others, such as jealousy and rage, that wreak havoc in relationships. Hanuman has a special relationship with poets and scholars. Poets respond to the world with their heart, scholars with their head. Both adore this warrior monkey god. Why? Because Hanuman is one of them, a poet and a scholar, and there are many stories testifying to that. His love for knowledge is evident when he begs the sun god Surya to be his teacher and reveal to him the secret of the Vedas. He does not mind suffering the glare of the sun while he is studying. His love for storytelling is revealed when he narrates the story of Ram Katha, first to Sita in Lanka and later to Bharat in Ayodhya. In these narrations, he describes Ram using the most beautiful words and phrases. Hanuman's love for music is revealed when Narada, the musician sage, watches him melt ice on the Himalayas with the sheer power of his singing the praise of Ram Bhajana.
The explanation of the following Chaupais will be continued in the next videos.